My name is Amy Montour, and I'm a physician with the Department of Family Medicine here at McMaster. And I am a Haudenosaunee woman, Oneida Nation from the Six Nations of the Grand River Territory. I've been working with the Department of Family Medicine for a few years, first of all, to develop faculty education around Indigenous health, to give the background of the Indigenous peoples in Canada and how it impacts their health today. I've recently taken on the role of the site director at the Grand River Six Nations Residency Campus in Brantford, and our focus there will really be to develop further training opportunities for family medicine residents who want to learn more about Indigenous health. I'm very proud of McMaster. In the last few years, I've seen this resurgence of interest in Indigenous health and Indigenous people within Canada. And I would encourage everyone to continue to be curious, to look for ways to build their own understanding of Indigenous people. Because once we understand how to best work with Indigenous people in Canada, those principles can be translated to all other cultures as well. I believe that global health and Indigenous health are very much in common with each other. In Canada, we haven't had the benefit of knowing the full history of what has happened to Indigenous people in Canada. Thus, when we talk about global health, we often leave out Canada thinking that we've already solved the problems here. When the truth is that we still have Indigenous populations living in parts of Canada who are dealing with third world problems. So when we are taking a lens of global health, it must include Indigenous health in Canada as well. McMaster's faculty members who are interested in participating in Indigenous health work must first begin relationship. Relationship is the basis of everything that Indigenous people do. We have the largest by population community of Indigenous people, 45 minutes from McMaster on the Six Nations of the Grand River Reserve. We also have the Mississaugas of the Credit First Nations adjacent to Six Nations. So I believe that if McMaster really wants to begin working with Indigenous people around research, the first part is to begin to build strong relationships with their local communities, to learn about the cultures, to learn about the history. And once that relationship has been built, then opportunities for research and collaboration will naturally evolve.